Would you believe me if I told you the fastest way to transform your current existence is to brainwash yourself into being delusional? Sounds crazy, right? I know, but elite military programs use a similar psychological process on their people called identity demolition that breaks down old mental patterns to rebuild a new version from the ground up. And guess what? You don't need to join the military to do this. You just need to challenge the version of your life you've accepted. Hey, friend, I'm Christy, board certified nurse practitioner, health coach, and trauma survivor. This is Trauma Free, where I help you change your mind and change your life, just like I did. In today's video, I'm going to show you how being delusional can become your most powerful tool for manifesting the life you want, and it's all backed by neuroscience. Let's get one thing straight. Not all delusions are dysfunctional. Delusion exists on a spectrum where on the far left, you got denial. This is the kind of person that believes they're the best with no real evidence or effort to validate this belief. But move to the other end, and you're in the realm of delusion that can be used as a powerful space where you act as if you already belong in the future you're working towards. For example, you don't fake being confident. You build new neural connections that validate your belief, showing confidence is possible. For instance, people who slightly overestimate their competence by just 10 to 30% actually outperform more rational thinking individuals over time because overconfidence fuels you to take action, and action creates momentum. So, all you have to do is believe you're 30% more ready than how you actually feel. Here's something crazy about your brain I'm sure you didn't know. Your brain doesn't need proof to believe something, it just needs repetition. And that's due to the dopamine motivation feedback loop. Here's how it works: you believe something positive about yourself, even if it's slightly inflated, and that belief then releases dopamine, which increases the amount of energy and effort you put towards it. And that effort leads to real progress, which reinforces the belief even more. And that, my friend, is how you build yourself the momentum to accomplish any goal you desire. And yes, this even works with beliefs that aren't yet true, because a study found that optimistic beliefs, especially those that slightly alter reality, activate the brain's reward system and lead to higher motivation, better health outcomes, and more resilience in failure. So, what that means is it's better to be slightly delusional and pushing forward than realistic and stuck. But you have to pair your belief with action. So, you can't just talk the talk, you have to walk it and repeat it. Let's be real. Being rejected hurts, whether it's being ghosted or receiving unsolicited criticism. It stings. But this is when you should use your delusion to shield you from the hate. When you choose to believe that critics don't just get it yet, you protect yourself so you can keep moving forward and not just your ego. This is called the theory of motivated reasoning, which shows that our brains actively interpret feedback in a way that supports our desired beliefs. So it's not being delusional, it's using selective focus, which is essential for creators and anyone trying to reinvent themselves. Because here's the truth: not everyone is supposed to understand you, not everyone will appreciate you, and not everyone is capable of seeing your future until it becomes obvious. Let's go deeper into your mind. That identity you think is you, the people pleasing, overthinking, or the stuck version, it's not you. It's your programming from neural repetition, a habit of thought, or a survival mask. Your brain is like software. It updates based on what you do, not what you want. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated behaviors. According to research, new behaviors create new circuits that assist in forming a new personality. But here's the catch: your brain doesn't wait until you're ready, it responds to what you repeatedly act on, which in most cases causes cognitive dissonance that occurs when your actions and your identity don't match. So your brain feels uncomfortable. So it will shift your self image to fix this discrepancy. So start acting like the version of you that is already where you want to be. Speak as them, move like them, and protect your time like them. And guess what? Your brain will follow. Now, let's talk about something a little bit different: the Proteus Effect. It's the idea that who you pretend to be online actually rewires how you behave offline. And this is actually backed by research, where participants who embodied confident digital avatars started behaving more assertively, even after the virtual experience ended. This happened due to the brain's ability to mirror your identity back to you through symbols, surroundings, and social feedback loops, which basically means your social feeds can either prime you for expansion or trap you into comparing. Your clothes can signal your future identity or reinforce your past roles. And even your surroundings affect your self perception and your dopamine levels because you're always designing your identity, consciously or not. So try creating your digital world to be a mirror for your ongoing evolution. Only follow accounts that align you with your future self. Wear something your future self would wear, and change one item in your environment to reflect who you're becoming. Going through difficult things shouldn't just break you, it should reshape you. But most people, they miss this, and they get all caught up in what their life was before the trauma. But if life can accidentally rewire your brain through unwanted experiences, then you can intentionally rewire it through design difficulties. This is called post traumatic growth. And according to research, 40% of your happiness is driven by intentional activities, not inherited genes or your circumstances. Almost half of your well being is within your control, even after pain. So do things that cause you discomfort, because this is the key to neuroplasticity. And every time you lean into your fears, you're creating a new identity. Most people try to become their future self by thinking harder. But here's the problem with that: your brain doesn't change through logic, it changes through experience. And it responds to signals long before you consciously realize what's happening. That's where ananasia comes in. This is a condition where a person is unaware of their own impairments. But we're going to flip that and use a version of it to intentionally bypass your doubts by acting as if the transformation is already real. Research shows that your brain responds to unconscious goal cues before you're even aware. So you can hack your subconscious into believing your new identity before you've even earned the proof. Try hypnagogic thinking, where you visualize your future self right before falling asleep, when the veil between your conscious and subconscious is the thinnest. So your brain encodes that version of you as the real you while you rest. Or speak affirmations in a foreign language. I know it sounds odd, but neuroscience shows that using a second language reduces emotional resistance and defensive reasoning. So try saying, Estoy listo para el éxito. I am ready for success in Spanish, because using foreign speech disarms your doubt and confuses your brain just enough that it updates your identity before your ego can catch on. I have to warn you: if your pleasure is tied to the old version of you, your future self won't stand a chance, because dopamine, the brain's reward signal, will still be wired to your past. Dopamine isn't just about reward, it's about the anticipation. And most of us unconsciously reward behaviors that reinforce who we used to be. So you have to break the reward cycle you've been stuck in and redirect pleasure towards your new identity. Pair old comforts with new behaviors. If you want to watch television, do something you need to do towards bettering your life before you're able to watch a show. It sounds simple, but it's actually transformative. Because when you withhold reward until your new behavior happens, your brain rewires its motivation triggers. Let's get one thing straight: delusion is not denial. There's a big difference between holding a vision and ignoring reality. So implement a 3-month reality check. If you've given something 90 days of aligned strategic effort and there's no movement, it's time to tweak your tactics, not abandon your beliefs. And research proves this because people who reframe failure as feedback outperform those who treat setbacks as dead ends. This is due to having a growth mindset that literally activates different neural pathways that keep your prefrontal cortex, which is your executive function, engaged in problem solving rather than reliving the past. So here's what you should do in 90 days. Ask yourself, is my vision still alive within me? Then ask, what's not working? And finally, what pivot could you make to accelerate your progress? Sometimes it's not your dream that's flawed, it's your delivery method. Your identity isn't a fixed trait, it's a programmable state. And you've just learned how to rewrite it with delusion. So start acting like the version of you that your current self couldn't even imagine and become unrecognizable in the best way possible. And until next time, stay trauma free and take care.